Hello, everybody.
What is up?
Did you grow up since last week?
No, I didn't grow up last week. You're a freaking pillow, man.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, he looks a little taller. Okay, my name is Jeremy. This is Scott from Things in the 13th Dimension. And we are here with our other half of the team, Crystal and Tim.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Okay, so we have a very special announcement for you guys. I forget, what was that, Scott?
Oh, dude, we hit 1,000 likes and 1,000 followers.
Thank you so much for following us. Thank you so much for even liking us.
Dude, you guys freaking awesome.
And because of that, we have a special surprise for all of you.
Yeah, we had a contest. And somebody's getting some free stuff.
That's right. Somebody is going to be getting a 13th Dimension t-shirt. They are also going to be getting a 13th Dimension tumbler. Straw may or may not be included. You will also be getting an autographed picture of all four of us. And also, we're going to be throwing in a Things glow-in-the-dark bracelet for Who's Investigating the Ghost Society. And all of that is going to one. So who's going to be that winner?
I guess that's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's pick a winner.
Yeah.
Let's see who we get.
Y'all are lucky name for us.
All right. Tamra K. Wood.
Tamra Wood.
All right.
That is congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, Tamara, please get a hold of us and let's make arrangements to send all this stuff to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for following us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we finally hit our 1,000 likes last night.
Last night, dude, it was awesome.
It
Man.
was. It really was. And all four of us wanted to come on here and say thank you to all of you guys for following us, for liking us, and maybe even watching our show on occasion.
Yeah, if you watch our show, we absolutely appreciate it.
Absolutely. Tim, Crystal, you guys have anything?
Thank you guys very much. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Thanks. We appreciate it. Love you all.
Yeah.
And Crystal even went a step further and actually bought balloons for all of us.
I feel special because I'm tall and I get balloons.
That's right, you are taller. Are those helium, by the way?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
And Scotty, you can't hold them or you'll fly away.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put some sort of an anchor on, yeah.
But I can see my house.
Yeah, but you're afraid of heights, though.
I am afraid of heights.
That's a long way for you to fall. So anyway, congratulations, Tamara, for winning the prizes here. And again, thank you, and thank you to everybody else who's been following us. We do have a couple of events that we want to talk about. One is next Saturday in Vermont. I think it's Vermont. I should know this by now. At the Wilton Castle. That is hosted by Warner Paranormal and the Jason Baker Photography. And they've got several different things going on. One during the day is they're having a photo workshop they're having two of them. One is from 1 to 3, and the other is from 3 to 5. That is $50 a person. And then they have the actual investigation from 7 to midnight. The general admission is $75 a person there. They have 11 tickets left for that one. They also have a VIP for if you want to stay overnight, and that's $125 a person, and they've got 3 of those left. Also, want to talk about the walk-in haunted tours in Decatur, Indiana.
Scotty, you came in.
Let's see what I want to do. Oh, sorry. Oh my God.
Sorry, guys. We know we're having some problems tonight. Tim is remote, and his phone is kicking a feedback to where it's echoing.
So once we kick Tim off of here, we'll be fine.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Bye, guys.
We love you, Tim.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for being here.
Love you too. Bye.
So anyway, as I was saying before, I got musically interrupted here. We have the walk-in haunted tours of Decatur, Indiana. That is on Fridays and Saturdays for the whole month of October. They are doing 2 tours both nights. That is from 7 to 8, and then from 8:15 to 9:15, and you'll be basically walking around the downtown area where Max Miller, who is the host of the event, will be telling stories of what's supposedly happened in Decatur, also the surrounding areas like Bern and Geneva, and pretty much around Adams County. And that's pretty much the events that I have.
I don't have any. Nobody likes me.
We have an event. What are we doing next weekend?
Oh,
yeah,
Saturday.
right.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, 13th Dimension is having its first investigation, just the 4 of us. And we are going to be at the Davies House in Kokomo, Indiana. And while we are there, the 4 of us are actually going to be interviewed by the Ravens Paranormal out of the Netherlands. And for those of you who remember the Ravens Paranormal, they were actually our special guest on a special edition of this show back at the Para-Unity 2 in September.
Yeah, and dude, I didn't get the chance to go with you guys to Davies' house, but dude, I'm excited.
You're in for a treat.
And
You're in for a treat and a half.
you know,
Yes.
but it's going to be awesome because we're also doing an interview.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So anyway, so enough of our babbling. So we are going to bring out our special guest tonight. Her name is Tory Smith. She is of the Paranormal Help Desk, and she is also the brains behind the Paranormal Relief Project.
dude, I am absolutely excited about this. I mean,
Yes.
you know, 3 weeks in a row, we've had great guests,
Mhm.
and Tory is amazing. Talked to her for a little bit yesterday, and dude, I mean, I'm excited, man.
Yeah. And we are finally going to learn how she works her magic. So let's bring Tory on here, shall we?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hi, Tory.
Hey, Tory.
Hello. How
How
are
you
you guys?
Doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad for a Friday. They say Fridays are the good days unless you're in the paranormal. Then you really start work on your weekends, right?
I'm actually kind of used to that because I work every other weekend. So
Me
and it
too.
actually happens to be my Saturday, Sunday, Monday to work, and it sucks. Let me tell you that.
I think, yeah, my weekends to work are like next weekend, so I'm opposite weekends of you, but I work every other weekend as well.
Right. Okay, so while we are doing this, Scott, if you'll go ahead and start off with your questions, I am going to go ahead and start sharing.
Oh yeah. So now we're talking about Tory, and you know, everything that she does is just absolutely amazing. So, can you describe to us what exactly the Paranormal Help Desk is?
Well, the Paranormal Help Desk I've had for about 10 years or so. Hold on just a second.
I'm trying to get us linked up.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had a kiddo poke their head in here. Anyway, I've had the Paranormal Help Desk for about 10 years or so. I have, let's see, there's a lot of reasons why I have it, but one of the main reasons is I grew up in a haunted house. Oh gosh, that house was terrifying. That is where I saw my first shadow person. I remember there was always sounds. There was my name was being called all the time. And this is back in the 80s. So, I mean, you didn't really have, it was late 80s, early 90s, right around in there. You didn't really have access to resources or tools to find out what was going on in your home. And people didn't talk about it either. And the ones that did, you have like the Warrens and things like that, but it definitely was not a popular topic and definitely was not really, I guess you would say, like a sociably acceptable thing to talk about.
Right.
Usually when people talked about like ghosts and hauntings and things like that, generally you were not believed. It wasn't something that, at least in the area that I live, that it wasn't really something that people really put much thought in. I seem to be the only one that had any kind of experiences in that home. None of my other siblings had anything odd happen. My parents, they didn't believe me when I was talking to them about some of the experiences I was having there. And I mean, honestly, I don't blame them. I mean, that's not, I don't want to make them look bad by not believing me or anything like that. I completely get it. And to be honest, I don't know that I would have believed me either, because some of it was just bizarre. I remember being a little kid, and I was under my bed because I was terrified, and my door was open and there was a room. It was like across the hall basically, and the light was on, and you could see a shadow going back and forth across the door, but there was nobody there, but you could see a humanoid shadow going back and forth across the door. The shadow person that I did see, the one that was terrifying to me, it's hard to describe, but the way that I always describe it is it looked like somebody took a cookie cutter in the shape of a person and just stamped it out of the landscape. It was completely black. You couldn't see through it. It was probably, well, it is the darkest shadow figure I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything like it since then either. So if you fast forward about 10 years ago, I was watching the show The Dead Files. I'm sure everybody is familiar with that show, with Amy Allen and Steve. I can't pronounce his last name, so I never say it, but we all know who Steve is. But at the end of each episode, she was talking about you need a medium, or you need a shaman, you need a medicine man, or you need all of these things. And I was thinking to myself, how does somebody find something like that? Like, how do you go about finding that? And then on some of the update shows, you would see where, as say they're looking for a medium or they're still looking. But anyway, that's how the Paranormal Help Desk was born. So I could find resources like that for people. And I kind of wanted to be a person that when someone had an issue like that in their home, that they could come and it's kind of, the help desk is a safe place that you talk to me about what's going on in your home, and I will always look into it, no matter how crazy it seems. I mean, when you're talking about the paranormal, is anything really not crazy? I mean, it's really not. I promise nobody's going to say anything I haven't heard before. So.
Right. No, and I get that, you know, growing up in the 80s, having experiences like that, you know, and going to tell your parents, they really, back then, you're right, they looked at you like you were crazy. I remember being asleep in the bed one night and my bed just started shaking. I remember running in my mom and dad's room and telling them about it. And that's the absolute, they looked at me like I was crazy. And it's great that we have the technology now to help people when they need it, and the information is out there. So
I agree.
And the awareness.
Absolutely, the awareness is. I mean,
it kind of makes me wonder because, like, when you're talking about back in the late '80s, early '90s, religion was kind of a big thing. I don't know if maybe religion played a part in the, you know, belief system as far as it comes to paranormal activity, or maybe it was just because it wasn't really heard of back then. We didn't have Ghost Adventures. We didn't have Ghost Nation or Ghost Hunters. We didn't have the Dead Files. We didn't have any of that stuff. So nobody really had anything to compare their experiences to at all. I mean, really all you had to do was talk to other people. And like I said, it was so rare that, like, in my opinion, the odds of being believed were pretty slim.
They were. I mean, and you're right. I mean, back in the 80s, I mean, religion did have a big thing to do about. But you think they would recognize it with freaking movie like The Exorcist? You know what I'm saying, man? Like, yeah, come on.
But then it kind of makes you wonder if movies like that played a part in it, because it was Hollywood, it was movies, it wasn't real, you know. Well, it wasn't real in the aspect of what was taking place on the screen. Now we all know that, you know, things like that do happen. Very rare, but they do happen. I think anything is possible, but, you know, to me, movies probably sensationalized that to a point to where you were desensitized to it, maybe. And, you know, you see it on TV, everybody's like, oh, it's your imagination. Things like that don't happen. I don't know. Just my thoughts.
So, does it cost anything for people to come to you, to the Paranormal Help Desk?
Nope, it's all free. All of my stuff is internet based. If you have an issue in your home, what you do is you contact me. I will ask you basically things that are going on in your home, lots and lots and lots of questions. And I ask a lot of questions because I want to make sure that I find the right team, because I will do research and find a team that best suits your situation. Like, if you feel like you have something that may be on the more nefarious side, then I will likely consult a team that maybe has a demonologist. Or if you have, you know, just activity and, I don't know, like, say spirits trying to communicate with you, I'll find a team that has a medium. I just want to make sure that we have the right tools in the team that I send these people, so that the problem is addressed the first time, so that we don't have to keep going back. And because we all know that once you start looking into a haunting of somebody's home and you go in and investigate, then everything ramps up after. Like, everything is so much worse. That's all the reports that I've had with cases that I've had on the help desk. They usually say that the activity is ramped up and it's worse than it was before they came, but it usually dies down within, you know, 3 weeks or so. So I will also work as a resource for teams that go there. I've consulted on just finding resources for teams that need, like, for example, a team needed a priest or somebody that did exorcisms, or like, I go and I find those things for you if you need them.
That's pretty cool that you do that.
That's very awesome
to do that
man.
for all these teams.
I usually can nail down, and I do this worldwide. I don't do it just in the States. I do it worldwide. I've had cases in the UK.
That was going to be my next question.
Yep, I've had them in the UK. I've had them, I think Australia, New Zealand. I've had some, Ireland. So they're kind of everywhere.
That's amazing. I
It is.
mean, dude, that is awesome.
So, have you run into a situation where you would just basically you're like a dispatcher is what
Yeah.
it sounds like how it works, but have you run into a situation where, despite your researches, trying to figure out the best team to help out the client, that it really didn't work out that way, that the team actually was less reputable than what they were shown to be?
I have actually. I had a team, and obviously I'm not going to throw out any names or anything like that because I just
Right.
don't think that's counterproductive. But I did have a team go to a home. The homeowner had contacted me and said that he was having this activity, and I asked him about it. He gave me the details of his case, and because I have a relationship with a lot of teams, and 9 times out of 10 in the States anyway, if I have a case, I usually have someone in the back of my brain that I know automatically that I'm going to contact them and this is going to be my team most of the time. And if I don't have a team in my brain, then if we can get they know somebody that's reputable, usually, because it's a huge network. But I did have a team go, and they made up evidence, actually. This homeowner had... he had recorded the team member making his own EVPs. Like, he would ask a question and then a team member would whisper an answer to make it look like, and they were sitting like in the dark or whatever. I don't know. It ended up being a mess. Thankfully, the homeowner, I told him, let me have another chance. I'm sure that I can find you somebody. And I did. And actually, that homeowner is now a paranormal investigator himself.
Dude, that is awesome.
Wow, yeah.
So, I mean, it worked out. But
Yeah. Funny how it worked out that way.
Yeah. So, and actually that team that went to the house the second time, I actually have a pretty good relationship, and he usually takes cases in that state, usually. I wanted to say hi to everybody in the comments. I see Sarah is in here. She's awesome. If you can get her on here, just saying. Brian, Chelsea, Bart. Thank you guys for tuning in, for sure.
Bart.
Yeah. Oh, Robert is on here. Hello, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah, I've actually been so busy sharing everything that I haven't even seen the comments.
See, look, Steven's in here. Candace is in here.
Mm-hmm.
John.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Also, we have another birthday, Rochelle Stratton.
Rochelle Stratton.
Awesome.
It's her birthday.
Happy birthday. And Emma, I hope you feel better. She's
Hi,
sick.
Dee.
I heard she wasn't feeling very well.
Brian Murray. What up, homie?
Hi, Brian.
Hey, what up, Brian? Sorry, I'm starstruck. I'm just kidding. Just for Jeremy. Impressive. You're
Lots
like
of familiar faces.
You're like an ambassador for paranormal teams, and I love that you have all this information and all these teams that you can go, hey, I got a team for you. Let me see what I can do for you, dude. I absolutely love that.
Thank you. I can usually, in the States, narrow down a team within a couple of hours normally. If it's late at night, I give myself about 12. Overseas, about 24 hours. I can usually find somebody, usually.
So when you first started doing something like this, I'm pretty sure honey mustard, but I'm pretty sure it probably didn't. He's got barbecue. I asked for buffalo sauce. Did you get the buffalo sauce?
I didn't even get your chicken sandwich, let alone buffalo sauce.
Okay.
Sorry.
So when you first started doing this, I'm pretty sure it was probably not as smooth then as I imagine it is now, right?
Well, actually, no, it wasn't, and it still isn't smooth usually. And the reason why that is because it's always a case by case thing. It's never the same. Every case that you have is different. And even though it may seem like, oh, well, I've dealt with this kind of thing before, there's usually certain aspects of that case that are different. As far as like procedure, I mean, I hate to say it, but I just kind of wing it. I really just kind of wing it. Like I ask questions, and then if I don't, let's just say that all of my typical mechanisms fail and I don't have a team in my head, or I haven't got one that, is referred to me from another team, I usually resort to like the old fashioned way. And I usually Google, Facebook, send messages. I'll usually have messages with like 5 to 10 teams all at the same time. And the first one that messages me back gets the case. Now, provided I look through their Facebook stuff, make sure that they're active, look at their reviews. I mean, there are things, but sometimes like you can't tell from that stuff sometimes, but I do try my best to send very reputable people and trustworthy people. So,
well, it appears that even though you're just winging it, it's working.
It does most of the time.
And that's what I was going to ask, if you had like a database of, okay, I got these teams in Indiana, these teams in Kentucky, these teams in the UK. So I was wondering how you went about getting your teams.
They're all up here. They're all up there.
And I believe that after the conversation we had yesterday,
yeah,
you was using big words like especially. I didn't even know what that one meant. What?
Please tell me you're joking.
Of course I'm joking, dude. Ah.
Sometimes I can't tell.
He was just being facetious.
Now look at me, dude.
Okay, so on
That's
average,
a fun word.
On average, about how many cases do you get a year?
Oh man, it's weird because it kind of comes and goes. Actually, during this pandemic, there has been quite a few cases, and they'll all come at the same time. Like I'll be, I don't know, 3-4 weeks without one, and then all of a sudden I'll have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all come at the same time. The pandemic has actually put a big kind of damper on a lot of things because teams aren't traveling. There's travel restrictions. It's very hard to find somebody because usually, I usually look within a few hours travel, and some people, especially when it first started, it was like people were under quarantine. They couldn't leave their homes or, whatever the case is. And not only that, but it's a safety issue with teams. You're going into somebody's house that you don't know. You don't know if they've been exposed. Nobody wants to get sick. You know what I mean? So we ran into a lot of issues with that. I actually still have cases on hold that have teams assigned to them, but nobody has done anything yet, just simply because of the pandemic. So
That's understandable.
Yeah. And actually the homeowners were like, I want someone to come, but not until I say it. I feel like I'm comfortable with it because I don't want to get sick,
Right.
which I get.
Yeah, I actually had some very similar to that. We ended up getting a residential case here in Fort Wayne right after the whole pandemic started. Yeah, this is when nobody really knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we agreed to take on the case, but in talking with her, we decided together that until the whole thing kind of blows over a little bit, it'd be safe on both of our parts not to go. And we have since gone there. And now we are working on scheduling the time when we can go back to do some follow-up investigations.
Yeah.
So are you more than likely to reach out to a team that say, hey, you want to be part of this? Or do you have teams reaching out to you saying, hey, I want to be part of the paranormal help desk, and can we be on that?
I have teams reach out to me to say that they're available if a case comes that's in their area. I do have like messages saved, and I mean, typically I just resort to what I know, and that's usually teams that I've worked with. And when I say, I mean, there's quite a few that I've worked with before. So I usually resort to those. Oddly enough, and this is weird and it may be a coincidence, but most of my cases are usually in the same areas most of the time. It's weird. Usually, like on the East Coast is popular. Seems to be a lot of cases on the East Coast. Ohio is another popular one. Let's see. The UK is really popular. I think I've reached out to Brent and Emma before for cases over there.
They're great people.
Yeah, they are, and they're helpful with like giving me suggestions on who might or might not take the case. So they've helped me a few times, and I think I've reached out to you, Jeremy. Maybe I haven't. I don't remember, but yeah. So I usually go with what I know first, and then if that fails, then I usually end up looking at the list to see if I have a team that's reached out to me prior on that list in that area, and then if not, then it's good old Google. Google's my friend sometimes.
That one was spicy.
I told you it was spicy. Yeah. I need some ice cream. So, have you? I know, like you said, in some cases, some teams have not quite worked out. But has it gotten to a point where you kind of had to blacklist a team?
Only one time, and that was the team that was making up evidence. That's the only time. And I, by blacklist, when I say I just don't use them anymore.
Right.
The only other person that knows about that team other than the homeowners is the team that I sent. And the only reason why I told them is because I felt like it was important to the way that they carry out the investigation. I'll say this is what the homeowners said. This is what the team, and the evidence that the team said that they had, or what they found there, was so outlandish. Like I hate to say outlandish because it's really within the realm of possibility, I guess, because we're talking about paranormal activity and nothing's really normal when it comes to that. But it was stuff that I was like, wow, like what they were saying and the area that it happened in didn't seem to fit. Because I mean, like if you go to a jail, you expect to have inmates. Like you don't, like if you're investigating a jail, you're not going to find plague victims there. You know what I mean? It just didn't match. Like what they were saying didn't match like the area and what was going on with it. So I thought twice when they reported to me. I don't require teams to report back to me their findings. They just chose to. But I did tell the team that was going there so that they could be aware of what happened. The family was very, I wouldn't say standoffish, but they were very skeptical, and they were just kind of over the whole deal. But it was to the point to where, like in their home, like mirrors were breaking. I mean, it was just like crazy stuff. And they had 5 kids, and it was just stuff that they were very worried about. So, but that's the only team that I have not had any contact with since then. So I don't even know if they're still a team, to be honest.
Oh, so I take it that this particular case happened a while ago.
Yes. Yeah. It happened probably 5 years ago, maybe ish, give or take. But I typically don't have issues. I typically don't. Yeah. So that's really the only instance. One thing that I will bring up that a lot of people do not know is I am not an investigator. I do not have a paranormal team at all. I've never, really the only investigation I've ever been on was an event. I've never been an investigator. So A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are like, hey, can your team come? Well, I'm a one-man show. It's just me. It's just me. And if you're relying on me to find evidence, probably not going to happen because
Right.
I'm not an investigator. So,
And you just recently did that event, like what, 2 months ago? Because I remember I called you, and you were actually sitting in the parking lot waiting on the other team to show up.
yes, I was actually invited by Paul from PMK Haunted Adventures to investigate at Malvern Manor in Malvern, Iowa. If you guys have not been there, you should go. It's really awesome. So we met up there, and I wanted to see what an investigation was like because I'm kind of spooky. Like, things freak me out. You would think it would not, but it does. But it was really an awesome experience. We got there. I want to say it was like 3 or 4, and we were there until the next morning. It was, to me, very crazy scary. To him, maybe not, but it was a lot of fun. It really was. I can see the draw. Yeah, it was. I can see that the appeal. I see why people do it now. I get it.
Yeah, because most people who have not done an investigation before, they don't understand at first the long hours that we put in and how much work we actually put in after the investigation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, evidence review is very daunting, I believe. To sit there, I mean, to listen to, I've had friends say, yeah, if you take like a 5-hour clip of video, you're sitting there for 10 hours trying to analyze it. It usually takes double the time because you're watching so close, and then you think you see some, so you have to rewind, and it's a very daunting task. I do not envy that portion at all.
It's very tedious.
Yes.
And everything. And I mean, when you're going through stuff, you get a little bored.
I imagine.
And you're like, can I just find something? But once you get that first piece of evidence, dude, it's like an adrenaline rush, man. It's like, I need more.
Worth it.
Kicks you into gear.
So
it does.
I'm curious, out of let's say a guesstimate, how many teams do you think are part of the Paranormal Help Desk? I'm just curious.
That I have contact with, oh gosh, I would say 50 to 100. Right around in there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit more after tonight.
Maybe.
And I hope so, because it is such a good thing. I mean, to have like I said, you're like an ambassador for these paranormal teams. Yeah. Somebody needs help, you're on top of that, and that's absolutely amazing. I mean, I love that.
We need more people like you. So teams,
thank you.
If you are looking to be a part of a huge network, or even just to get yourself out there, get your name out there to help out on residential cases, this woman right here is the one to talk to.
I see John in there. I've reached out to John before on cases. I've been in his messages too.
Oh, John Doherty?
Yeah.
And John, when things go bump in the night, I bump back.
Yeah, and I actually just had about a 2-hour conversation with him on the phone last night. That boy can talk.
Yeah. Okay, you can blame it on him.
He can. It was actually just to talk to him about an experiment that I wanted him to test out. And now I'm got him connected with the other team whose idea that I took to give to him, and now they're going to be working together on this thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but don't blame it on John. You talk a lot too, bro.
I've been able to say a word or two.
Yeah, and I think John was out of California, but I think he moved. So I have to move. I have to move him in my brain so that when I have cases on that side, that I have some. But I just have to remember that.
Yeah. So more specifically, John is now in Georgia.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. So you've had your cases where the team didn't work out. Have you ever had a case where you could not help out the resident, that you couldn't find the right person to get to the client?
I have not. I have not run into a case, or at least that nobody's told me, that it didn't work out. I think one of the hardest cases I worked was a case in the UK. And it had to do with witchcraft. Now, I know that seems crazy. I think a lot of things that I'm going to say tonight are going to sound crazy, but it had to do with witchcraft and like spells and objects, and it took quite a while for me to find help in that specific area. Like, I tried to find a team that was versed in like paganism and things like that.
Mhm.
Those are pretty much non-existent almost, I would say. I had such a hard time, and I didn't actually end up finding a team that did not that had that kind of specialty, but I did find somebody in the States that was well versed in paganism, and the team and me and that person, we all kept in contact, and we got it done. But it was definitely very difficult. Especially, A, you have time zone differences. B, you have differences in just like the back and forth communication. It was like a three-way call the long way, like the old beepers. Like, they would talk to me, I would talk to them, that person would talk to me, and I would talk to them. Like, it was kind of a long, drawn out process, but we got it done.
Yeah. Well, it's important to be able to do that and show that you're not going to quit. You're not going to give up on somebody.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I have run into things where someone will message me. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get back because I'm human. I have work and kids and all of the other things other people have.
Yep.
Sometimes it may take me a minute. I have resorted to an automated message that said I will get back to them as soon as I can, because I do work nights, so I sleep during the day. So sometimes it does take me a minute to get back, but I always get back. I will always get back. So.
And to go along with you working nights, you are an ER nurse.
I am.
That's why she's so smart.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm an ER nurse. I work in a standalone ER that is attached to an abandoned hospital, so that's fun.
It's something you don't hear about very often.
We need to go there. We should make a trip, dude. We need to go there.
She's got to be able to get us in there.
Yeah, they're not letting people in there, but
right.
They might not let us.
They got cameras everywhere, trust me.
I'm short. They ain't gonna see me.
So am I, and they saw me.
Got a point on that. To go along with you being an ER nurse, being an essential worker, you actually have a project coming up for that very
essentials workers, people on the front line, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I came up with the Paranormal Relief Project. It's such a long story.
We got time.
So I'm an ER worker, and I will guarantee you, if you talk to any nurse, police officer, firefighter, EMT, anybody that works in healthcare, first responders, law enforcement, they all have a ghost story. I guarantee it, usually. This pandemic has been very, very stressful. There are especially at the very beginning, there was a lot of people that were putting, I say putting their lives on the line, but that's what we chose to do. Nobody wants to work during a pandemic. However, that is the line of work that we chose, and that's, you just kind of got to take it as it's dealt. Before I was an ER nurse, I worked on an ambulance for 17 years. So I worked, I'm a lot older than I look. I did. I worked on an ambulance for 17 years. I've seen a lot of very unfortunate things. If there's one thing that life has taught me is that life is very short. You never know when it's your time, and when it's your time, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do. The result is going to be the same. A lot of times healthcare workers, first responders, and all of those people, they generally see the tragic side of death. They're in it. They're doing everything they can to change the outcome. I've worked my fair share of, I just had a pediatric code probably a month or two ago. I've done my fair share of crazy life-changing things, I guess. It really hits you home. Anyway, so the Paranormal Relief Project was designed to give a break to all of those people that are in it. Nurses, doctors, respiratory therapists, CNAs, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, mental health workers. Thank you, Bart.
Yeah, thank you, Bart. You're an awesome dude.
So this was designed as a give back to them. So to see, like, to me, paranormal interaction is not always negative. It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I think a lot of people are misunderstanding in the fact that, you know, when you talk about ghosts or hauntings, it's always a bad thing, or people associate fear to it, and it's not always that. And it's just a give back paranormal style, if you will, to see how positive interactions can be with, you know, people on the other side, and maybe open their mind up to things that they haven't ever seen before, or, you know, experiences that they've never had before. And it's a thank you for everything that they've done during the pandemic, because it is very, very hard. I can tell you that I've walked into a gas station wearing my scrubs, and I have people that they, like, walking by me, you could physically see them turn their body like that because they didn't want to be around me. They thought that I guess that I was shedding a virus everywhere I walked. I'm not sure, but you definitely do get treated differently out in public, or at least I guess it depends on where you live. But definitely. So, I mean, that's kind of how the whole project came about, was a gift back to the people that are out there. And I definitely couldn't have done it without the venues and paranormal teams. And I've had ideas from everyone. I've had a lot of help. I don't want everybody to think it was just me, because it wasn't just me. I'm very open to suggestions and constructive criticism and all of that stuff. So it wasn't just me, it was a lot of people, but that's the goal, is to give back. So,
Dude, I got like chills, man. I mean, that is amazing. I mean, when you look at the standpoint of the pandemic that's going on, and all these nurses and CNAs and first responders, they're on the front line. Their life and health is at risk. And for her to say, hey, I want to give back, I want to do something awesome. And some of these people probably never even thought about going on an investigation. Dude, that's
now they get a chance to do it for free.
That is so awesome, dude. That is so cool. I mean, what more could you do?
Right.
I mean,
and what's really cool is the amount of venues who have hopped onto this project, saying, yes, we absolutely want to do this.
Dude, we could give out snow cones too.
the last time I counted, we have 400 free paranormal experiences to give away to our first responders.
Wow.
That is amazing, dude.
It is. And how many venues do we have?
Let's see. I want to say there was 27 the last time I counted. I've been done announcing. The Berlin Tannery was the last one that I announced. I am still waiting to hear back from a few people because I have a what was it? New York Ghost Tours venue, but they haven't told me which venue that they're going to use yet. And then I also have another one on the flanks, but we don't know if they're going to commit just yet. It just depends on a couple of different things. So if that venue ends up being a part of this project, it's going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, I want to say we have like 27 venues so far.
That's pretty good for a first time event, especially on a scale like this.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it with a lot of help from a lot of different people, Jeremy, you included. Don't pretend like you didn't do anything, because you did. It's a lot to keep track of.
And also to go along with that, Matt Warner, Mike Hatcher.
Yep. Ernie Atwell and David Seiler. They've been epic too. Just lots of help. And one of my favorite parts about this project, I love giving. I just love giving. That is like who I am. That's my nature. I love giving, and it just makes me feel good. I love giving. But the other cool part is watching how paranormal teams have come together for this, and paranormal venues. It's not about, who has better evidence or any of that. It's everybody coming together for a common good, and it's awesome. It really is awesome. So,
and for something like this, I mean, who wouldn't want to get back, especially to the people who literally risk their lives for weeks and months on end,
on a daily basis. I mean, not just the pandemics, but when you go into a hospital, regardless if you corona, the flu, or whatever,
anything,
these people are on the front line doing everything to save your life.
Yeah. And it's not just them. We're also including police officers, firefighters,
and they're a lot of times, like in our town, first responders, the first ones to get there is usually firefighters and police officers. And it's just amazing, man.
And the bad thing is that all of these people that we have talked about, in all honesty, in my opinion, they get taken for granted. And I'm sure, Tory, I'm sure you have felt that numerous times.
Well, I don't know that it's really taken for granted. I think that what it is that it's a job that's underappreciated. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. It's understandable, because when you go to an emergency room, or if you have to call an ambulance, you are likely in one of the most stressful events that you've ever had in your entire life. You are hurt. Somebody you love is hurt. Something bad has happened, and people don't necessarily control the way that they respond to other people during that time, because that's not what's on the forefront of your brain. Your brain is with that person or with yourself, making sure you're okay, making sure everything's going to go smooth. And, God forbid, there are those situations where things do not go the way that you want them to go and people die. I mean, that is part of it. So when I say underappreciated, I don't mean it in the sense that like people don't say thank you or anything like that, because they do. I think it's probably just like the interaction that you're having with people during a traumatic event, that it can be very stressful and very, very stressful, I think is how I would put it, for sure. So.
I'm sure I can even tell just by the sound of your voice how it can affect you.
It can. I will be the first one to admit I've cried at work more than once. It sucks sometimes. It sucks being a nurse sometimes. I'm not going to lie. It does.
Well, I'm sure I don't know if I personally would be able to do that job. I really don't know.
It definitely takes a strong, mentally strong person, not just to be a nurse, but even firefighter and police officers. They've seen things most of us will never ever imagine.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine.
It can be very daunting.
There's stuff that most people only get to see in like a horror movie.
Right.
So
A common question that I used to get asked when I worked on EMS, people would ask me, what's the worst thing that you've ever seen? What is the nastiest thing you've ever seen? And I never really quite know how to answer that question because I don't want to say something that they're like, whoa. So usually if you can think it up in your head, I've probably seen it more than likely.
And yeah. I mean, I don't say I could probably imagine. I mean, but it's just, yeah.
I know I've got dozens of horrible images in my head, and that's just simply from what I've seen in the movies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure you've seen those, you've experienced those.
I have for sure.
So with this project, May the 1st.
May the 1st.
Yes. May the 1st, 2021, 27 different locations nationwide. And do we have any overseas locations confirmed?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm working on it. The bad part is that the UK and everybody over there is still pretty much on quarantine. I mean, pretty much. There's not a lot of stuff open over there. So trying to get to like venue owners and things like that, it's very, very hard. I think we have 27. I'd have to double check. But like I was like, did I say the right number? Because I'm not really sure.
Right. And what's really an honor is that our team is going to be a part of that and be one of the hosts out there.
Absolutely, dude. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, what better way, like I said, to give back than to give back, you know?
Right.
And tickets open October 31st on Halloween. Ticketing is going to be opened online. And when I say it's going to be opened, they are free tickets. And on the ticket, everybody's going to be required to fill out ticket information. They have to put their profession on there so that we make sure that we give tickets to the people that it's intended for. Each first responder is allowed to bring one guest over the age of 18, and their ticket is also free. This whole project is free. It has not costed any money at all. So it's all going to be opened up here pretty soon.
Are you guys listening to this? This is free. This lady has made this happen for you guys. This is amazing.
Yeah, and you can find that on Eventbrite. So keep that in mind. Halloween night. But I guess during the day, really, is there like a set time where the tickets?
I think I have it to where it's going to open at noon on Halloween, and I'll cross post it on the Relief Project. You can find the Relief Project www.facebook.com/the Paranormal Relief Project, and that will take you to our Facebook page. So if you know any first responders that may be interested, or nurses, doctors, paramedics, everybody that this event was designed for, if you know anybody, please point them in that direction so that they can get in on a free investigation.
And it just so happens I actually do know somebody up in the South Bend area. I'm sure we're a big part of this.
I actually know quite a few EMTs, and my wife works at Lutheran Hospital. She's not a nurse, but you know,
she was at the hospital.
She was a medical assistant, and now she's like I don't want to say like an IT person, but she just teaches doctors how to use programs.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's a little bit smarter than me. Maybe.
That's the whole point. When you get married, you marry up.
Well, there you go.
But who's that for? I mean, did she marry up or did she marry down? Yeah, you're speechless. Thank you.
I don't want to hurt his feelings.
So Joe was asking where are all the investigations going to be at? And I would also like to say that you are eligible to go to any venue participating in the Paranormal Relief Project. So if there is a venue that you have not been to and you see one on the list that you want to go to, like there are people in the paranormal, people that are on teams that also are police officers or whatnot. So if you see a venue on there that you have not been to and you would like to go to for a free investigation, you're more than welcome to choose from those. I'll run down real quick the list and the teams that are participating. Who'd I say asked that? I don't remember.
Joe Swillow.
So we
Joe's
have
still a good friend of the team.
So we have Malvern Manor that's in Malvern, Iowa, and the people that are leading the investigations there are going to be Josh Hurd and Ernie and David from Paranormal Inc. They are going to be there with me. So I'll be at Malvern Manor that night with those three guys. We have the Hinsdale House in Hinsdale, New York, and Dan Class he's going to be guiding his own things. So you'll get to see Daniel Class there that night. We have Wildwood Sanitarium in Salamanca, New York, and it's going to be John Griffin. He's from UNI Research. His team is going to be leading the investigations there.
And I've had the pleasure of investigating with that team a few weeks ago. Awesome.
Yeah. We have McIntyre Villa that's in Atchison, Kansas, and it's going to be Riverside, Iowa Paranormal that's going to be guiding the investigations there. We have Old Lake County Jail that's in Crown Point, Indiana. And who's going to be doing those?
Some guy.
Some guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got weird hair.
No, he looks like Grizzly Adams.
So we have things there. We have Jeremy there. So we have Pennhurst in Spring City, Pennsylvania. They are going to be guiding their own. They have a whole team there that does their things. So
that one is awesome.
I think I might have to go there. I'm just sold out.
We have the Harris Kearney House in Kansas City, Missouri. It's going to be Spooks that is going to be there guiding the investigations for that one. We have the Monroe House. We have Steve Fisher and his team, Payne, that's going to be guiding there. We have the Samuel Miller Mansion, and I believe she has someone set up for that one as well. She hasn't told me yet, but we have the Vale Mansion in Independence, Missouri, and I believe it's Apex Paranormal that's going to be doing that one. The Russ House in Marianna, Florida, and Tracy Todd and his team are going to be guiding for that one. The Berlin Tannery that's in Berlin, Wisconsin. It's going to be Paper Valley Paranormal guiding there. The Lindsay Murray Mansion that's in Lindsay, Oklahoma. The Washita Valley Paranormal is going to be doing that one. The USS Salem in Quincy, Massachusetts. Yeah, that one's going to be a good one too. They have their own team that's going to be doing that.
I remember that conversation that those guys came in on.
We have Root Hobbit Hall in Patton, Pennsylvania. Spectral Hunters Investigation Team. Their acronym is SHIT. Spectral Hunters Investigation Team. I just caught that. So,
the
Thaddeus Stevens House. Keystone State Paranormal is going to be doing that one. Cabin on 360 in Mechanicsville, Virginia. Dan Easlock, they're going to be doing theirs. Wilson Castle in Proctor, Vermont. Dead Republic Paranormal is going to be doing that one. We have the
I need to go there.
Haunted Chester 1914 Jail in Chester, South Carolina. We have the old Lavaca County Jail in Hallettsville, Texas. They have teams. Independent Ghost Hunters of Texas is going to be doing that one. We have the May Stringer House and the 1885 Historic Train Depot Museum. Both of those are in Brooksville, Florida, and they have their own team doing that. And the cool part about those two venues, if you sign up for one, you'll get to see the other one because they are within a block from each other, and they're going to switch halfway through the night. So they're going to basically get a 2-for-1 on that one.
Dude, that is
Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It is.
So we have the Old Southern Funeral Home and Old Atala County Jail. I reached out to Donald Martin. Those are our two newest ones. So that's what we have now. And like I said, we have a few pending. I have 1, 2, 3. I have a few more pending. So I can't announce those yet. But as soon as I do, they will definitely be on the list. And I'll definitely cross-post the Eventbrites onto the Relief Project page so that everybody will be able to find them.
Okay, so with the events that are pending right now, do they have a deadline as to when they either must commit or back out?
I don't have a deadline for that, and simply because it's all donated. So if they want to jump in last minute, I will try my best to fill those spots. I'm releasing tickets very early so that they have time to marinate, so that I'm hoping that I can fill all the venues. Like I said, there's going to be like 400 spots available. So that's a lot of nurses, doctors, police officers, and the like that we're going to have to, so I would appreciate it if everybody shared it out and tell everybody, that are in those professions so that, word can kind of spread around.
So is 400 the set limit? I mean,
No.
Okay.
Nope. That's just what we have so
Just
far.
starting out with.
Yeah.
Right on.
The Berlin Tannery itself is giving away 50 spots. 50 seats.
Dude, that is amazing.
I think Pennhurst, how many was it, Jeremy? Like 30 or 40?
Oh,
I'm looking back.
I really don't remember. I don't even remember what the head count is for Crown Point, to be honest.
I think it was 30.
I remember talking to several different people about that, trying to get the head count for you.
Pennhurst is 40, and I think yours is 30. Yes, 30.
We had 30 people there a couple months ago.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
29 and a half.
Okay.
So.
So, yeah, it's an awesome thing, and I'll tell you from this, to me, it's just an honor to be a part of the board that's helped put this thing together, and the 6 of us that have been working together, it's just been awesome because everybody's got ideas, and it's like there's no ego between any of us. I love that.
And that's good. I mean,
yeah,
you guys, it's like one common thing, and that's, like I said, you 5, 6 people, it's amazing to come together and do this to show appreciation for people. I mean, dude, that's just awesome.
Yeah, as soon as I got wind of this project, I knew this was something that I wanted to be a part of, and yeah, the original intent was just to have my team come in and do one of the venues for you. I had no idea that I was going to be as deeply involved as I had been, and it's been a privilege doing that for you.
I thank you for all the help, because it's been kind of a whirlwind. It really has. I can't believe, oh man, not very much time is left before it's actually executed. So
I know it's going by really quick. And just from the stuff that I've been doing, I can only imagine how much work that Matt's been doing, how much work Mike has been doing, Ernie, David.
Yeah, it's pretty busy, but it's worth it. It's completely worth it.
Yes, it is.
So,
and I hope sometime next year, I've got Matt and Mike on board to be on this show. We don't have them scheduled yet, so hopefully we'll try to get at least one of them on the show before the event, so we can do some more plugging on this thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Matt, Mike, if you guys are watching, I want you guys before May 1st. All right.
And I will actually be, let's see, May 1st, I think is on a Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
I want to say it is. So yeah, I will be in Iowa on that Thursday because I'm meeting David and Ernie in Omaha. Omaha and Malvern are only within 30 minutes from each other. So yeah, so we'll be hanging out for a few days. So it'll be a good time.
There we go. Let's have Tory back on as well, and let's really promote this. Let's get this out there. You know, you guys are putting so much work into it. Let's promote it. It's, you know, if you guys are doing that much work, let's really show our appreciation. I would love to have Tory back on, and we will cover this project because I believe in this project more than you guys do. I mean, this means a lot to me. You know,
I appreciate the support for sure.
Well, maybe what we can do is not the Friday before, but like the Friday before that, maybe have you, Matt, Mike, all of you guys on this show, and we talk about everything.
We could try to do that, yeah.
Let's see if we can get that set up.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, Crystal, we have something on the schedule.
Crystal's like, again, would you guys just stop? But
Crystal's our ringleader.
She really is, dude. I mean,
yeah. Because when it comes to me, Scott, and Tim, she needs to keep us in check because none of us are going to do it.
You commit before you know.
Yeah, basically.
Commit now, ask for forgiveness later.
Or they all commit at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We work it out.
It works.
We do. Okay, Tory, you also have a podcast.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I was approached, I don't even know how long I've been on that podcast now. I was approached by my catcher. He had a concept for a podcast that he asked me to be on, and I accepted that offer. One thing about the Paranormal Help Desk and me, it was funny how many people referred to me as a guy. They thought I was a guy because nobody ever knew what I looked like. People didn't realize that Tory Smith and the Paranormal Help Desk were the same thing. It was actually quite funny. But they would refer to me as like a guy. I never did interviews. I never did, especially video interviews. I always wanted to remain behind the scenes, and I had been up until this year, pretty much. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I'm a night shifter, so this is about, like, what time is it? It's about the time that I'm, like, getting up and around, so I get my morning yawns for the day. But, yeah, so
you were early yesterday when we called you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm normally up by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I stay up from 3 p.m. until 7 o'clock, 7:30 the next morning is usually my schedule. Anyway, so he approached me about this podcast. He wanted a bunch of paranormal people to get together and just basically talk about whatever. And I'm like, that sounds like a fantastic idea. So I took him up on the offer, and it's Matt Warner. Let's see, there's Matt Warner. I was trying to read at the same time. Matt Warner, Kenna Hunter, Steve Brott, and my catcher and myself, and we formed Booze and Booze. And the cool part
That
about
name is clever. That
Yeah.
name is clever.
it's a lot of fun. We cut up a lot. We laugh a lot. It really is a good time. And the cool part is that we're like-minded people. We all like to give things. We give things away all the time on there. Actually, they have an event coming up October. I'd have to look at my calendar. Yeah. That we gave Tim a free ticket to. So he's going to be over at Wilson Castle. As a
Shun or Shun. Yeah, I think he was in the chat earlier. I don't know. I think I might have seen his name on there.
Yeah, so he's taken his free ticket, and he'll be there on Saturday. That was one of the giveaways that we did. And the cool part about that giveaway, this is the fun part, is that was not even pre-planned. It was not pre-discussed. It was not on anybody's radar. It basically unfolded on the show like everybody else saw. That was
and I remember that one because I was watching that one, and am I really seeing what I'm seeing here? I mean, this is cool. So
yeah,
that's awesome. Don't look at me.
We gave away, Matt offered a free ticket to Tim for his VIP pass for his event. And then Dan Class was also in the chat, and he started the GoFundMe, or not really a GoFundMe, but we collected enough money to get him to and from his plane tickets, so everything was covered for him. So
that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
And all of that just unfolded on the show. We had no idea that was going to happen. It just did.
And that's usually when the best things happen.
Yep.
When it's completely unplanned like that.
We should try that sometime.
But see, if you know about it, then it's not unplanned.
Yeah, that is awesome. And that's on Wednesdays. And Crystal shaking her head. And that's on Wednesdays at 8:00 Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
And how long is your show? Because I know one show ended after about an hour. Another show went on for like 2.5 hours. Do you guys have a set time anymore?
Not really. If conversations going good, we just basically stay on for however long until we all tap out. I don't know. At first, it was like, oh gosh, we've been on here for like 2.5 hours. And then we're like, okay, we'll just do it an hour. And then we'd go an hour and a half. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just how everybody feels. Usually you can see when we're like, okay, well, I got to go now. So then, yeah. So, no. I guess the long answer to your question is no, not really.
It took a little time to get to that.
Yeah, it just depends. I told you I talk a lot.
Which is good. We love hearing stories.
Absolutely.
I'm a chatterbox.
So when you guys first started doing this, it was just the 5 of you talking away, and now you're taking on guests.
Yep.
So how did you guys come to that decision? How did that work out?
Actually, it just ended up. Our first guest was Stormy Daniels and Justin, and the other guy's name is slipping my mind. I never said I had a good memory, but they actually wanted on our show. They wanted because they're like, man, this is like a cool show or whatever. We want to come on. So that's kind of how it started. We've had, oh gosh, who else have we had? We've had Daniel Class. We've had Adam Kimmel from Madison Seminary. We've had Nick Groff. We were supposed to have Johnny Hauser, but he ended up having to cancel for other things. And so he's going to be back in December. And then Josh Hurd. So there's 3 of the G Crew members. The other one is Chad Lindbergh, but I don't think he's going to be on there.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, so we've had 3 out of the 4 G Crew members on there. We've had I can't remember. Oh, Sarah. We just had Sarah last week. She's awesome. She's so cool to talk to. We've had a lot of really good guests and we've had a lot of really good conversations. And it just happens. Sometimes we reach out to them, sometimes they reach out to us. It just depends. So yeah, it just kind of happened.
But we got a cool guest. You freaking rocks, man.
Well, thank you.
Tory.
Oh yeah, you.
I don't know that I'm that epic, but I try.
Oh, you definitely are, man.
I had to groom my hero hair before we got on here.
Yeah, I had to fix mine too. What?
No, just go ahead and do the beard. So
It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I should try to grow one. I don't think I'd have the same effect though.
Yeah, I've been working on mine for 3 years now. There's a little bit.
I could have just like tied my hair around and had like a little mustache.
that would be awesome to see. Your hair is long enough to do that, though.
I've done it. I'm not gonna lie. I've done it.
You gotta have fun.
I think every girl's tried that at least once. Yep. See.
Yep. Crystal ain't lying.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it. I've totally done it.
Okay, so another question that I have about the Relief Project, about when did you get this idea? Because I remember I found out about it in March. And I think you had already been kind of working on it, or at least talking about it for a little while at that point.
I had. I talked about it first. The first time that I ever talked about it publicly was on Haunted Voices Radio with Todd Bates. I talked about it on that program, whenever that was. But I had also talked about it with a very good friend of mine, like a couple, 3 weeks prior to that. So it'd been marinating for a long time before I ever really executed it. So the pandemic just basically gave me like the oomph, or I guess the courage to pull the trigger on the whole idea.
And so it wasn't necessarily the pandemic itself that inspired this. The idea came before this happened. It
did, but the pandemic was the point at which I decided to execute. Because honestly, the idea was floating around in my head. But I didn't think that I was ever really going to pull the trigger on it. And it started out as like renting a haunted venue with my own money and inviting said people to the venue for the night for free. That's what it was going to be. One venue out of pocket. It wasn't really necessarily going to be an advertised thing at all. And then it just morphed into this huge, giant beast of a event. So
now you got almost 30 locations, and it ain't costing you a dime.
Nope, it's not.
And it's going to grow.
Yes.
I mean, it will grow. I mean,
an event like this, I would like to see this happen on a yearly basis, not just one time and that's it. I would love to see this thing happen every year.
Dude, yeah. That would be awesome.
It would be.
I've definitely thought about it. I've definitely thought about making it a yearly thing.
And now I got things in my head about something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, being a veteran.
You should. You should. Because everybody benefits. Like,
they do.
I benefit because it just makes me feel good. I love giving things to people. I'm the kind of person that buys like a present and then you end up knowing what it is within a few hours because I can't keep my mouth shut. So
I think we all get me.
Yeah.
Hey Tory, what'd you give me for Christmas? Nothing. Hey, guess what I got you?
Yeah. Well, it usually starts out with, tell me what you think it is. Here, shake it around. And then like I'll drop enough hints that you'll guess it, and then I'll be like, "How did you know?" Yeah. Then I just blame it on you when really it was me the whole time.
That's the way to do it.
I mean,
That's the way to do it.
Fine, here, take your present since you know what it is.
yeah. Then it gives me an excuse to go out and buy more, and it's just like a vicious cycle.
Right.
I mean,
Eventually it becomes an expensive cycle too.
Yeah.
well, the cool thing about me is I don't like to shop. Like, I don't know a lot of girls that don't like to shop, but I am definitely one of those people. I do not like to shop.
I don't
like it.
either.
Really?
I hate shopping because
I hate shopping.
It is embarrassing to shop in the boys section and try to play it off like you're buying clothes for your kids.
Crystal, didn't we have that same conversation the other day?
Yeah, when we were out last weekend, we had that same conversation because we were looking for an Oompa Loompa costume in the kids section at the Halloween store for you.
We were.
An Oompa Loompa costume. Wow.
You just pull it off.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I'll make you a deal. You can find me an Oompa Loompa costume. I will wear it for our Halloween special.
Who is Nick? Who is that? Is he part of your guys' team, or is he just
No,
No,
but
just a
I
fan?
think you did say something about being close to.
yeah, he's by South Bend, so and he's wanting to hopefully. Yeah, Nick, thank you for the comments. Thank you for being in here. All you guys, but thank you so much for that comment, brother. We really appreciate it. So
I mean, he's been very interactive.
yeah,
We could spice it up and bring him on camera if he wants to.
what say you, Nick?
Do you want to come on the
Okay,
show?
she's throwing in stuff.
Dude, I
It's
love
fun.
that. No, I love that.
We can get a
I'll
reply
take that
back.
any day of the week.
Yeah.
But you better be a Notre Dame football fan, because if you ain't,
Uh-oh.
No, it'll be fine. He's probably like trying to like comb his hair real fast. He's like, "Oh God." Oh,
All right,
see,
Nick, where
he
you
said
at?
sure.
how we bring him
There
on?
you are.
I'm spicing up your show.
Yeah.
You do it, girl. Dude, that's why.
And what a time to do that, because we're actually almost out of time. But we've gone over the other two.
We can go over,
episodes,
man.
too. Yeah.
It's
What-
fine. It'll be fine.
Time's just
What do you have
time.
to
I
do
mean,
I got to go to bed because I got to get up at 4 in the morning. Yeah, you don't have to go to bed.
Nothing. Well, how do you
But
know?
I'm still good to go for a little bit.
How do you know it's not bedtime?
I'm just gonna play Fortnite after this. So
Oh my god! Oh,
Uh-oh. I think you just gained up a whole bunch of new fans just from that.
no! I think you just lost some.
it's
What do-
fine.
So-
Okay, so you'll probably balance out.
So, is it Xbox or PS4?
I play on I call it a Game Boy. It's not a Game Boy. It's a Nintendo Switch. That's what it is.
All right.
Okay. Well, hurry up, Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah, we only got a few minutes left here.
and I'm short. Time
Yeah.
is short. Life
So
is
short
short.
that he actually had to have a little booster seat to help him. Make
It's a
look taller on
pillow.
camera.
It's a pillow. It's not a booster seat. Don't make me break out the high chair.
but who has to keep a booster seat in their car for you so you can see as we're going down the road?
Did you ever
I've seen the seat.
have you ever been pulled over because they thought you were like a juvenile that stole their mom's car
No,
because you're like so short?
no, but okay. So many of you don't know. I do have a degree in criminal justice, and
Me too.
I used to be a substitute teacher. Yes, you hear it. I was yelled at to get back to class, but I was the teacher.
Sweet. I would laugh so hard. I'm not even gonna lie.
I should act like I was going back to class. So
Just walk out the door.
that's it. I'm leaving.
I've had it with this school.
I just got tired of getting bullied, and that was the kindergartners.
Can one of you guys send Nick a private message and give him the link?
We should do that. Like almost every show, if they let us.
Oompas have schools.
Oompas have schools. Wow.
Joe's getting you now.
It's fine.
I think I'll
Has
make it.
anybody sent him the link?
You met Joe,
I have.
the Paracon.
Did somebody send him the link?
We've met Joe a couple times.
Yes, we have. He was at the Paracon, and he was also at the Things meet and greet.
He was.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Wow.
I'll try to see if I can find Nick.
Or you can do search Facebook.
See, like everybody watching, you can see how impromptu this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yes, we don't
love
know what we're doing.
I'm a bad influence.
we should do that. We should randomly pick somebody
Every week at the end of the show
Every
and say,
week
hey,
at the
you're
end of
coming
the show.
on, surprise.
and have them, yes, and bring them on.
Hope you're dressed.
Right.
If not, we're moving this to a new network.
Not the link I want.
Make sure your hair is on point.
That would be great.
Okay. Hey, Nick, I just sent you a private message from my personal account.
Don't
so-
send me that picture.
Oops.
You're gonna get in Facebook jail for sending nudies.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
happens
we're
to
gonna
me
be on the show in a
all the
couple of
time.
weeks.
Does that happen to you, Crystal?
Facebook
don't know.
meetings?
Yeah, like people send you
No.
like crazy pictures. Oh my gosh.
No,
Like,
I'm in a group chat with some people. We're not going to name any names. Who they do their own thing, but I don't get like random stuff.
oh gosh, I get like random. I don't get it.
I think I know.
Yeah,
this
Jimmy, I
group
see your
chat.
face.
did,
Like,
did you
I don't
notice
get it.
how this show just went like completely the opposite way, dude?
It did, yeah.
And it's funny because Friday nights I call in and help my buddy Rodney and Eula on their show,
Really.
and it's the same way. We'll be talking about something, and then all of a sudden it's like left field, way off the conversation that we were having.
Yeah. What I send nudes. Trust me, Joe, I do not send nudes. It ain't pretty, and believe me, I know because I've seen it. It ain't pretty. So I do not send nudes out to anybody.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
And
You're-
And
Get me
I
in trouble
can't
with
just
the Lord
because
tonight.
There's
Hi,
Oh, we got
everybody.
Nick now.
Yay!
How you guys doing?
good.
Good. How are you?
How you
Doing
doing?
really well. Been enjoying the show tonight.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
And Joe,
I'm like-
just so you know, I don't send nudes because my camera does not zoom in that much.
I'm trying to eat, not choke.
I think that just made my night. You've probably seen all the jokes that we've been commenting throughout the course of the show. It's been having a lot of fun. And surprisingly, it's my first time tuning in, so been
Thanks,
having fun
bro.
tonight.
And I was noticing all your jokes, dude, and I'm sitting here reading them, and I'm trying to pay attention to Tory, and I'm reading your jokes, and I'm like, I'm kind of getting distracted. I'm like, dude, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Well, I also want to give part of the credit to John too, because he was making a lot of those jokes. When I saw him do that, I thought, you know what, I need to make some jokes myself.
Oh yeah, John's got jokes, that's for sure.
Dude,
John something else.
Dude,
Yes, he is.
I love this. That we just brought I guess you want to say a fan off the page to be on this, dude. That is amazing. I love that.
So how about at 8:10 or 8:15 we bring one person on?
Dude, I would love
and have
that.
them come on
Absolutely.
maybe 10 minutes and have that person interact with whoever our guest is that week.
Dude, I would love that.
See
So-
what I
Where are you
started?
from, Nick?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Awesome.
Oh, so you're pretty not too far from where we are.
Yeah, I'm only about, like when you guys were talking about Crown Point Jail. Now, first off, I haven't been to Crown Point Jail now for a few years. Last time I was there was about 2013, so it's been quite a while, but I only live like about an hour away from Crown Point.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's about a 2.5 hour drive for me because we're in Fort Wayne.
Well,
Okay, so not terrible.
it's a little bit longer than that for you because usually you start leaving, get halfway there, and realize you forgot something, and you have to turn back around, come back.
That actually happened to me. I got 20 miles out of town and I forgot something. I had to. It was an essential thing that we needed. So I turned back around, grabbed it, and came back and got to the event like 40 minutes before the event started when I wanted to get there 2 hours.
Yeah, because this was a night that things had a meet and greet. So yeah.
So it was kind of important. So Nick, are you enjoying the show tonight?
Absolutely, 100%. And I didn't really have much going on tonight. Even though it's a Friday night, and when I saw you guys were live, you know what? Because I've watched a lot of podcasts and talk shows like this. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we give this a chance? And been enjoying it this entire time. I can tell you that.
I absolutely appreciate that, brother. I really do.
For sure.
So I'm going to assume you like the paranormal then, brother?
Oh yeah, I've been part of the. I've been doing paranormal now for 15 years since I was 12. So I've been in it for quite a while, and years counting. Of course, I know, as in the case with a lot of us, I haven't been able to do a lot because of the COVID situation, but I've been able to get involved with other things involving the subject.
That's
Very
awesome. Nice. Very, very awesome.
What's on your bucket list?
Well, it's not necessarily a perfect list, but some of them are also locations that I'm planning to hopefully come back. Honestly, one of them is Crown Point Jail, in fact. Let's see. We were originally supposed to go to, well, see, I should have had the list ready for me, but to name a couple locations, we were supposed to, originally go to and I'm sure you guys heard about this, the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, and
Yes.
that has been a place I've been wanting to go to for years. I have not been to Gettysburg yet. I think that's probably the number one for me, at least.
That's awesome.
So
a couple of my members were actually at Gettysburg this year. Even though they canceled the bash, the people didn't cancel, and they all went there anyway. And a couple of my guys went there, and one of them actually just went back there a couple of weeks ago for a week.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they were both telling me, dude, you got to go. It is phenomenal. I'm going to go one of these days. I only have so much time.
Ernie wants me to go next year.
Does he?
Yeah.
Maybe we should make a plan to go to Gettysburg sometime.
Dude, I want to. That's number 5. That's in my top 5 for my bucket list.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I've been to Gettysburg when I was younger for the historical part, and it's absolutely amazing. But the paranormal part is something that's on my bucket list to do before I kick this life.
Yeah.
I think it's probably been, I think Gettysburg for me, it's probably been one of the longest awaited locations because I've been having dreams going to that location since back I was in high school. So
Nice.
it's been on my list for quite a long time, at least for the last 10 years.
Nice. That's a good one.
But one of my, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you.
Oh, no, I was
question
about
to
to
finish.
say, I was going to actually, I think I know what question you're going to ask, but go right ahead.
Your favorite piece of equipment.
You are doing the usual question.
Yes, you are.
I have to know
A lot
because
of times-
you have to remember I'm not an investigator. So I don't.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay, I'll give you
that one.
A lot of the pieces of, I have a lot of the equipment that a lot of investigators have, but the ones I use the most actively, I guess I'm kind of old-fashioned, if you will. I use a lot of the dowsing rods, crystals, pendulums. Some of the more modern-day tools, are depending on what, which ones, I'm talking about are accurate. But I think out of everything, these other tools are more accurate, because a lot of these other tools that we have nowadays, they've only been around for like 10, 15, 25, 30 years, while, dowsing rods and pendulums and crystals, those have been used forever, if not centuries. So, they're definitely the oldest kind of paranormal tools we've got.
Nice.
Okay, so Nick, would you be willing to try out a rather different and unconventional piece of equipment?
I'm always open to it, to be honest. I mean, I got a lot of the other modern day types of equipment. So, whatever else is out there, I'm willing to try it out.
Well, this one here is very cheap. I'll tell you that. It'll only cost you about $4 to get it.
Okay.
Get yourself a dog whistle and try it out.
I'm sorry. What was that? You kind of cracked up there for a second. What was it called?
A dog whistle.
A dog
Oh, a
whistle.
dog whistle.
Yes.
And he uses one.
I actually use it on investigations, and I actually get results from it.
Huh.
I can see that. I can see that work as an investigative tool, because we can't hear it, but whatever else is out there, I'm sure it's loud and clear to them. So and it's kind of weird you mentioned, because I was thinking about something like that a couple days ago. So that might be a possible future tool. So you never know.
Yeah, I personally have been using it since February, and it's gotten some pretty good results. And I've got some other teams turned on to it, and they've been getting some results from it too.
Yeah, all the dogs
awesome.
come running up.
Yeah, do not use it outside if you're doing it outside.
Yeah.
I actually had a team that I'm very close with. They told me, well, we tried it, and we actually attracted coyotes. I said, what do you want? Oh, we're out in the woods. I said, no, you don't do it out in the woods. You do it inside a building.
Oh boy, that's sure enough to give you some unwanted attention.
That put a little pep in your step, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we already got a couple of people trying it out. Jenny Sanyansky from Ireland, she's one of those that has used it and has gotten results. And John Doherty, I was talking to him about that last night. He's gonna get it as well. Joe's got two. Awesome, Joe.
Dude, I noticed when I lean back in the chair, I look little, but when I lean up, I look tall.
No comment.
I love hearing stories. I think about paranormal activity, just like questions that I would have. Like me and my Booze and Booze co-host, we were talking about stuff like this before. But, what do you call it? Just like a residual haunting, how it just plays over and over and over again. It's like energy that's trapped there. I wonder if intelligent hauntings can draw off of residual haunting energy in order to manifest themselves, because it's energy, right? Energy that's being replayed over and over again. It's just stagnant and it just stays there. So can an intelligent haunting that needs energy to communicate or interact, can they pull off of residual activity for energy?
Well, before I answer that, I just want to say, yes, I do, Joe. I look tall.
He actually does look taller when you're sitting in a booster seat. So,
and that's a good question. I mean, I guess I never thought about an intelligent getting energy off of residual.
I never thought about that either. Even though I do know that in some cases there are residual and intelligence in the same location.
But are they aware of each other? That makes you wonder, are they aware of each other? Are they on different planes? Can the intelligent one see the residual one? Or, you know what I mean? Are they...
John,
how do we measure that?
Watching this right now, this is a theory for you to test out. All right, John Griffin, you hear me?
And Jenny's like, she wouldn't think so. And I love that. And I'm coming to visit Jenny, being in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
That's my kin, leprechauns. That's where I'm from. So
I thought leprechauns was my thing.
Oh,
Jenny says she doesn't think your theory would work.
Who, mine?
Yeah, she doesn't think that they could see each other, that they can play off of each other.
I wonder why though. Like
A residual probably wouldn't be able to, but the intelligence,
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That's a very interesting theory.
yeah, it is. In fact, that's something that I'll bring up to my global group. So maybe next.
Let's talk about these residual hauntings. I actually was just doing wasn't a full night. I actually ended up doing later in the night, but my sister actually, who lives just 2 doors down, she told me that she kept hearing like footsteps, which ironically 3 a.m. the witching hour, of course. And she said it didn't happen every night, but it happened the exact same way. So she wanted me to go out and obviously investigate it. And I actually filmed a lot of it live. I mean, it was definitely the latest. I was up till about like 4 o'clock in the morning working, doing this investigation.
They only like you.
If it was,
Somehow he and I ended up friends. I don't.
it's hard to tell.
You and I are friends on Facebook. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I thought I was friends with you guys on Facebook already.
No. Hold on. That's what I just said to him. I said they only want to be friends with you, but not me.
Nobody's friends with me, so it's all good.
I'm friends with you. It's fine.
I'll send you a friend request.
Are you a friend with me? I don't think. Oh, we're best friends now. That's
We're friends.
I forgot.
Uh-oh.
I forgot.
We got new BFFs now.
I got you, girl.
We're gonna do our own show and kick you guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
That could happen. Shut up. Don't laugh.
I'm saying actually, you girls could do everything like from a female's perspective.
Yeah, we did the female thing at Crown Point. I ain't doing that stuff again.
Yeah,
No.
about that.
Hey, I can't wait for Crown Point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to come.
I promise not to scare you this time, Crystal.
I'm just gonna lock you in a cell and leave you.
I'm all right with that. I'll
When
get
you guys going to Crown Point?
We'll do that to you.
We are going to Crown Point in November.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Nick? Did you finish your story about how you investigated? Sorry, we're
Yeah,
rude.
the investigation. If you watch any of the videos, I mean, it's kind of really hard to tell because I've only really done. This was actually my 3rd residential investigation. I have not done as many compared to a lot of the other investigators have, but I got a few responses, but I just can't confirm if there was really anything going on. But regardless of if there ever was anything happening in that house, just like anyone else, I was willing to help out, with whatever was necessary.
That's awesome. And see, Jenny was asking, I do think a residual, well, it's not asking, she's making a statement. I do think a residual is just a playback, no energy. But really, it has to be energy because if there was no energy attached to it, then there would be nothing there. It would be just empty. You wouldn't, in my opinion. Now, I'm not an investigator, so I don't know really how a lot of this works, but in my opinion, it would be just like there would be nothing to see. You wouldn't have any sounds or visuals or whatever. I would think that there would have to be some sort of energy attached to it at some level anyway. And then Joe asked, how would you test this theory? Honestly, I have no idea.
You're not an investigator. You don't know.
Nope. This is just my non-investigator brain thinking. These are the things that I think of because I'm curious. I'm naturally curious. I want to know, how would you test that theory? A lot of people, I've been to Malvern Manor, and I use Malvern Manor as an example a lot because that is one of the very few places I've ever been. So I don't really have a lot of experience to draw off of at all. And I've only been to Malvern twice. Now, I am a huge Malvern Manor fan, and I do watch a lot of Josh Hurd interviews because it's interesting. I'm fascinated with Malvern Manor. He talks about the Shadow Man hallway. It's really freaking creepy. It really is. But I know that in the past he has talked about, is that a residual or is that an intelligent haunting? It's basically this giant shadow that charges down the hallway, scares the crap out of you, and, you know, I would run screaming like a crazy person. But
We run towards it.
yeah. So he had talked about, is there an antecedent to that? Like, is there something that happens that sparks that activity? Is it intelligent? Does it choose to go down? Is it, you know, just residual and on the third moon of the Friday and every other November? Is that like what triggers it? Like, nobody really knows. And it would be interesting if somebody could prove that or figure out a way to prove that. I just find it interesting. So
Not with Rick.
you guys are whispering, but you're still loud, and it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
At time, I am trying to find out if we have a show at 9 o'clock, which is in 10 minutes. Nobody's answering because there's supposed to be like an early show and a late show each night.
Oh, it's fine.
I don't know if we have a late one or not.
I just wanted to bring one of your fans on because it's fun.
I tell you what, that is absolutely amazing.
That has actually sparked up an idea for us. So
we met a really cool dude with a really cool hat and heard a really cool story. It was totally.
Don't forget my vest. This is like the most notable thing everybody talks about, mate.
I love it.
I'm liking that vest.
I love it.
And I'm getting a new friend.
Yeah.
Actually, there's actually more to it on the back. This is like the main logo that I actually put together. This was put together about 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the camera could fit it, but this is the actual back of it.
Really?
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
Very
now,
cool.
Do you ride motorcycle, Nick?
I don't. In fact, I don't even have my license. But the idea,
Oh wow! Well,
the idea of the vest.
That vest, we should have a 13th dimension and things added onto that vest.
Dude, I have Michael Myers all over my riding vest. Yes, I have a Harley Davidson, and no, it does not have training wheels. And yes, I can touch the ground. That's a lot to say in one breath. So
the idea of the vest, where it came from, was, even though I don't ride motorcycles, I always admired like a lot of the motorcycle clubs, like even the outlaw ones, like the Hells Angels, Outlaws, etc. And I know they're not the most perfect groups, but one thing I always admired was their patches that they had. They had these, they're always colorful. They really designed them. And I actually made a few other vests like that. I'm part of a group called Illinois Paranormal Force. And as far as I know, we're probably the first group to have patches instead of the traditional t-shirt. So, but going back to this this isn't part of it. This is just my own. But the idea after when I, admired these patches, I just thought, you know what? No one's ever came up with, paranormal, patches. So I went online. I went to this place called, I can't remember what it was called, but they had all these different paranormal encrypted patches that they were, Monsterologist. That's what it's called. And they had all these different patches and stuff. I thought, you know what? I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's awesome.
dude,
Yeah.
we need to do that. We need to have a 13th dimension and things paranormal patch made.
Actually,
It's
I have.
Sharon in the works. Calm down, boys.
Good God.
I actually have my IPF vest here too. This is my other one. This is the actual team vest. We don't have a logo yet, but it's quite similar to the other one. And we have different patches, like what we earned for. So like there's IPF, Ghost Hunter, Respect, GHFF, GH, which stands for Ghost Hunter Forever, Forever Ghost Hunter, Survivor, Believer. Survivor, for example, is like if we encountered something like really intense or something like that, it's been witnessed by someone, so you earn that patch. So we really took our time putting this whole idea together.
That's
Wow.
badass.
Yeah.
Oops, I cussed.
Well,
Sorry.
I'll definitely be in touch with you, Nick, because I want to talk to you about a few things later on in the future.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'm always open for new connections. So you got me.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
Dude,
So,
I mean,
Joe,
this is awesome, dude. Yeah.
Joe, we're not 1%ers. Just so you're aware, he's a 1% patch.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's kind of ironic that it would happen on this particular show because this is our third show, and they always say third time's a charm.
We're kind of getting our stuff together.
3 in the medical field is bad. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty much.
You do have a point there. So, yeah.
Your codes come in 3s every single time.
Yep. Yep, it is. First time listener, first time call. Tim, you're a part of this thing. What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, your husband, Crystal, he's saying, hi, guys, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm like, Tim, you're a part of this thing. What are you talking
Yeah, but every time he calls, his phone echoes.
So, Tim,
every time.
leave your phone off.
Every time Tim calls, we get to hear the same story twice.
Yes,
Oh boy! So does that mean I have to listen to it
and
too?
that's good for me. So I need to hear it twice sometime.
So being a first timer on this, does this mean I have to hear the story too?
Apparently.
Probably.
I hope
I
you
love
like
it.
it.
I'm open for stories.
I love this, man.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this. And I mean, Tory was awesome. But
Mhm.
bringing Nick on, just, dude, that intensified it. Dude, that is awesome, man.
It actually does. It actually does.
You two
I do
rock.
like this new idea.
Thank you for the
appreciate it.
opportunity.
Crystal,
See,
you rock,
I've
man.
been on a lot of shows like this, in the last, couple months. In fact, I've been having so much fun with it. When I mentioned earlier that, I haven't been able to get out much because of COVID, appearing on shows like this have really substituted for that matter. So I really appreciate it.
Man,
It was fun.
We appreciate
Yeah.
the support, brother, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the show is about different things every week. We're not just doing paranormal. We're going to do Bigfoot. We're going to do Vlad the Impaler. We're going to throw everything out there
Yeah.
that's different.
Serial
Yeah, I did
killer.
a Mothman episode. I'm a huge expert on the Mothman. So, if you guys
Really?
yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm starting to think the COVID, this whole COVID thing might have something to do with it. But, and again, some people may find this hard to believe, but we've actually had sightings of the Mothman here in Chicago.
I just
last
told
week.
Were we just talking about this yesterday?
The Chicago Phantom, yeah. I've been covered like almost every sighting.
Mothman
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And they
We were having a
asked me
talk
about it. I said,
privately
"It sounds
as a
the
team."
Mothman."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I literally have like
at the
a whole-
report.
I
Yeah.
literally have like a whole document of all the sightings. Like, I didn't really write them myself. I collected them from Lon Strickler, and it's not just the Chicago sightings. I mean, we're going as far back as Point Pleasant, and
Right.
the list just keeps getting longer. And it's like a 50-page document I have of nothing but sightings. And
Wow.
every time I want to try to print this whole thing out, a new sighting shows up, and it just keeps adding. It's just an endless list. I can't even print it out, but it's
There's over like what, 80 in Chicago?
at
currently?
least 80. But if you look at like the history, I mean, I actually even found some sightings going before even Point Pleasant start. Point Pleasant, West Virginia story. I mean, the earliest one I found actually dated 100 years earlier in the 1850s, prior to the Crimean War out in Indonesia, or somewhere in Southeast Asia, I think. That's the earliest one I've ever found of a sighting of Mothman.
Hey, Nick.
Wow.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much booked until the start of next year, but I'm going to put you on a show. Would you be all right with that for the Mothman? We'll talk Mothman. You down?
I'm in.
You down?
I'm in.
All right, brother.
He's on the list.
Got him on the list.
Awesome. Thank you.
brother.
We'll get with you on a date.
Fantastic. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love impromptu shows.
Oh.
We might have to schedule impromptu shows like once a month. I have to have some kind of structure. You guys know me.
Right. Well, at the end, it can be impromptu. It'll be fine.
I need structure too. So.
I'm always open to it, so I could guarantee you
fun.
guys that.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely get with you about and schedule that.
Absolutely, brother, because now you're talking up my area.
Yeah.
Cryptids
I
are
was
scary.
actually in Point Pleasant 4 years ago. So
Interesting.
They are interesting, but if you ever want to see me properly poop my pants, cryptid for sure.
For me, it's aliens. They can cover that stuff. I don't want to mess with it.
Those are scary too.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah.
scary.
I find all of that exciting.
I do too.
I'd run
And
after
Tory,
Bigfoot, Wolfman. That stuff I would go chase it. But if I see an alien, nope, dude, I'm out.
I did have an alien case actually with the help desk.
Wow.
I did.
Lord.
It wouldn't have been from Terre Haute, Indiana, would it?
Nope.
Okay.
It's off the East Coast.
Okay.
New Jersey.
We got a call here in Indiana about an alien. Not necessarily something I can repeat on the show, but it was very different. Let's put it that way.
This one was in regards to the red grid pattern. I had no idea what that was. I'd never heard of it before in my entire life, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for coming on, Nick.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun. So you guys definitely made my night. So thank you.
Oh, good.
We're glad.
Good.
Nick,
Hopefully you'll be back next week.
Yeah, Nick, don't go
don't
anywhere.
go anywhere. We're gonna go ahead and end the show. Scott and I are going to do like a final thoughts where we kind of take everybody off the stream, and then once the show is over, we'll bring you guys back and we'll continue talking. All right.
Consider it done.
Okay, Crystal,
Hey,
do you
before you sign off, don't forget to let them know we do have a link now on the Facebook page.
We will bring that up
You too.
on our final thoughts too. Crystal, do you want to be a part of our final thoughts or no?
Sure. If you want me, I'll stay. If not, I'm going.
Wow.
Just keep her, man. She's angry and aggressive, and
Well, realize that was a female. There was not really a choice there.
valid point.
Okay, so Nick and Tory, we'll go ahead and take you guys off at the moment, but we'll see you back here in a few minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. And thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Guys.
Thank you.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Dude, that was absolutely crazy and amazing.
It was.
Like, yeah.
He doesn't even know
Once
what to
again,
say.
it's like after every episode, I don't even know what to say, dude. I mean, Tory was amazing, dude.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everything that she's doing, you know, the paranormal help desk and the paranormal relief, that is absolutely amazing.
And actually, in all honesty, what she's doing with the help desk, I would not mind having somebody like her or even her herself on the Things Network doing the same thing.
That's a good possibility, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you
You
know,
could be able to sweet talk her into doing that.
Throw us some chicken nuggets.
no,
We got plenty.
dude, we've only ate 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
I thought there was.
I don't know. You guys are gonna have to start bringing me chicken nuggets before the shows.
Hey, we got to have our chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You need to start bringing them here before the shows.
Well, maybe you need to come here for a show. Wait, maybe you need to come down there for a show.
I would. Just got to make sure we got the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Well, they might have it. I won't.
Yeah, they might have,
But-
because I know I got pretty strong bandwidth as long as I only got one thing on.
But yeah, Tory's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like every week it becomes more and more amazing. I mean, to start out with Robert,
Mm-hmm.
and then last week Courtney, and now
And now
and
Tory
Tory.
here.
Tory.
Dude,
Yeah.
What is with you with names?
it's amazing, dude.
Yeah, we definitely do have some amazing guests, and we got even more amazing guests coming up in the coming weeks. But before we get to that,
Hold on. We got to mention our fans, dude, because we got our loyal people coming in.
we got a loyal
We got
people. We
Joe,
had Nick on the
Nick
show as
came
well.
in, dude. That is amazing,
Yes,
man.
it is.
And you know, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
we got a fan
And
coming in.
Look
But
at
then
that.
to find out his knowledge,
Stacy, I know
Stacy.
Stacy. I'm sorry, I'm going to say your
Yep.
name wrong.
Flessner.
Stacy Flessner.
Fleshner.
Okay. She wants some of these chicken nuggets. So if I can give you some of these here through the screen, I would.
Hello, Melissa.
And like I said,
Yeah.
you know, and Nick, he was so informative, dude. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, who would have known?
Yeah.
And just bringing up Mothman, and we were just
Hi,
talking
Melissa.
about that last night about Mothman sighting.
Yeah,
over there
dude,
at
that
the
was
airport.
crazy.
It was.
Yeah.
And I think you were the one that brought that up to us, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
researching yesterday and it came across my Facebook and I was like, Mothman, what? Wait, hold on.
Yeah. So
I do have one shout out to a guy. I know it's kind of late, but my buddy Bart Berry that came in earlier. I gotta give him a shout out because without Bart Berry and my other buddy Chris Daniel, I wouldn't be sitting here. Bart Berry actually got me into paranormal investigating. He had me.
way
I
back
came
then?
on him way back then.
He
had
was
me,
one of those guys.
He was that guy.
Oh, okay.
So I know he's not in here, but Bart, thank you so much for
Yes.
taking a chance on me and having me, because I would not be here.
And now because of that, I have him here with me.
Yeah, so thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry or not sorry, I don't know.
Did we say your last name right? Flessner?
Is it Flessner?
Probably got that 45-second delay there. So
Thank you for joining us though, Melissa.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Also, if you guys go to our page, the 13th Dimension Podcast, there is a Learn More button on there that if you click on it, it takes you directly to our YouTube channel. But we did spell it. We did say it right. Awesome. It'll take you directly to our YouTube channel where pretty much every video that we are making, promoting the shows and even these episodes, they are going to be on the YouTube channel. So tonight's episode, I am going to try to get that uploaded tomorrow night, time pending with work. But it'll definitely be done by Monday night at the latest, tonight's episode.
So you're saying my TikTok videos are on there?
It's already on there.
Son of a! No, I'm just kidding.
I don't send Jeremy my TikTok videos so he doesn't get to put them on there.
Yeah, so we got that, and next week we got a very exciting
Dude.
guest.
Oh man.
Yes,
Very cool, Melissa. Very cool.
Yes.
very very cool, very awesome. I've had the privilege of being able to talk to him on the phone twice already.
But before you get into that, we didn't ask. Crystal, did you have any final thoughts on this tonight?
I just think it's been an amazing show. And I kind of like the camera a little, but we're going to talk about that afterwards.
Yeah. Hey, anytime you want to fill in, you let me know, and I'll take a back seat and I'll let you do your thing. How's that? Seriously.
Works for me.
I thought we already had that decided whenever her or Tim wants to hop on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I like sitting here talking to guests and doing different things. It's fun.
And you deserve it. You really do. And so does Tim.
Thank you.
You guys do.
So for those of you who don't really know, Crystal and Tim are actually the engine behind us.
Yes.
And make sure that we actually know what we're talking about.
Because without them, there is no us. There really isn't.
Yes.
I dig up all the dirt on any topic that you guys are covering. If we have guests, I do the outlines. I get them prepared. I'm the office lady. The ringleader is what they refer to me.
It is. It really is. Because like I said, she keeps us in check because we're not going to keep ourselves in check.
Nope.
No, and they don't.
So anyway, next week's episode, very exciting. I've had the privilege of being able to talk to this guy twice on the phone.
What?
And which really, honestly, wouldn't happen very often because he is in Hollywood. And he is in several movies. He is in a lot of horror movies. He is a stuntman. His name is Rick McCallum. And he has recently released this book called Ghosts Believe in Me.
Look at Nick's face.
Rick will be on our show next
Dude,
week.
I'm excited
Rick is
about
amazing.
everything, but Rick McCallum, you're
Yes.
talking
He is amazing.
this
Yeah.
stunt man. The stuntman for Friday the 13th. Yes.
Yes.
Dude, it is.
And he has been on so many shows. He's been on Hatchet. That was my Michael Myers mask.
It's a rivalry.
Yeah, so he has been on Friday the 13th. He's been on Hatchet.
Yep.
He has also been on the 5th, Children of the Corn.
Yep.
He's been on a lot of. He's been
Dude,
on a lot of
I mean,
he also is the founder of Hollywood Ghost Hunters.
yes.
So, and now he's an author.
And
He will be on this show next
This show.
Yes.
Dude.
Very excited to have him here.
I think you need to take a seat that night, Scott, and I'm going to fill in.
I love you.
I'm filling in that night.
How about you just be on with us?
That works. He's a very interesting guy. I've gotten to talk to him personally, so.
Good.
How am I not the only? Am I the only one that hasn't got the chance to talk to him?
Well, I didn't. I just text with him back and forth through Messenger.
Oh, okay.
Ghosts believe in all of us. I would like to think so, Melissa. Can you imagine the conversations that spirits are having between themselves right now? I mean, think about it. One spirit asking another spirit, "Do you believe in people?"
I'm messing people. I hope they don't.
So,
really, Tory? I know sharing chicken nuggets. These are mine.
well, they're half mine too, you know.
I know.
So anyway, for all
yeah.
of you guys who have tuned in tonight, thank you so much for
Thank you,
watching
guys.
us, for sharing our show, commenting and everything. Thank you so much for basically playing with us.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just
I
say
didn't
that?
do none of the sort.
Did you freaking say that?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't do none of the sort. I'm married, and my husband works with you guys, so I did nothing of the sort.
Hey, Crystal, what is the name of the lady that won the contest tonight? Do you have that name again?
It's right here.
Okay.
Tamara K.
Tamara.
Wood. We will post it on the 13th Dimension page, and we will also send a personal message.
Right on.
Okay. Awesome. Again, Tamara, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. And
We
thank
might
you.
need to throw in the $5 card too for Wendy, so Tamara can get some chicken nuggets.
Well, we got to make sure she likes chicken nuggets. I know there are actually some people who don't like them.
Yeah.
So
$5, you can buy a sandwich if not. Fries,
My
a drink,
exactly,
something.
Joe.
what's money going? Okay, so anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching us. Granted, we ran just a little bit over our 90-minute thing here.
It was well worth it.
It was very well worth it. We had a wonderful time. Toy, thank you so much for being on guest tonight. And Nick, that poor unfortunate guy, he ended up getting stuck being on the show.
I know, right, man?
Yeah.
And he gave us props.
He did.
Dude,
he did. Yeah, I think we now have a new lifelong fan, too.
Well, I kind of paid him for that. Thanks, Nick. I'll send you $100 out tomorrow.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sign off. And remember, if it's paranormal or beyond,
we got it covered. Have a great night, everybody.
Yep, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.